Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So for today's video, I thought I would try something a little bit different, and I headed out to Lidl and Aldi to try and see whether they have got some good dupes about. So obviously we all know that Aldi has had a couple of court cases, let's just say, for copying certain things such as Colin the Caterpillar. We all know about that case with M&S, but that didn't stop them. That hasn't actually stopped them at all. So I went around Aldi and also Lidl's middle aisle and picked up a few things which I thought were dupes for high-end brands, and we're going to test them out in this video and see whether they are a good dupe, whether I would really buy them again, and then obviously do a price comparison as well. I'm also going to an event later on. I'm hoping that whatever I put on my face isn't going to cause a reaction, and I'm also hoping that it's going to look good. So fingers crossed, we will see. But without further ado, let's get into these dupes. Okay, so the first product that we're going to be trying out is this one. Now I found this one in Aldi and I immediately recognized the packaging because does this not look very similar to a certain Elemis marine range? This is the Lacura Marine Mask with collagen and algae extract. It apparently reduces redness, improves skin elasticity, and helps reduce fine lines and wrinkles. So that is what the packaging looks like. And this is a dupe of the Elemis Pro Collagen Overnight Metric. So it does, I mean, the actual packaging itself looks kind of similar, but not really exactly. You can tell that this is a slightly cheaper feeling packaging, like obviously it's plastic, etc. I think the Elemis one is a little bit, I mean it is plastic, but I feel like it's a little bit of a better plastic, if that makes sense. So I don't know if that does make sense. But for this, apparently you apply it to a freshly cleansed skin, avoiding the delicate area around the eyes, leave on for 8 to 10 minutes and remove with warm water, use twice a week. So we're going to try it before I get on to the other product. Kind of makes sense to start with a face mask before we start putting more things on our skin, does it not? Let's put my little headband on to protect my hair. My mirror set up so I know where this is going. Ooh. There we go. Praying that I don't have a bad reaction to this because I've been having a couple of issues with my skin recently and I feel like I've just about repaired the skin barrier. And what do? I put more stuff on it. I don't even know what the consistency of this is going to be. Ooh. Like how do you know how much to put on? Is it just like a moisturizer kind of mask or does it stay? Okay. I feel like maybe I've put on quite a lot. Am I supposed to just kind of rub it in like a moisturizer? Or, I don't know, it kind of feels like it's rubbing in. It smells actually really nice. It does smell a little bit like hand cream, but it smells actually quite nice. I'm not mad at the smell. So let's pop this on. I'm gonna leave it for 10 minutes. Okay, so it is kind of just like absorbed by the looks of it. It doesn't look like there's even like a layer. This could just be like a moisturizer. You definitely wash it off after 10 minutes. So it's currently 2:10. I'll see you in 10 minutes. Just a little close up of what the mask is looking like. As you can see, that it's not really left like a definitive, like I have a face mask on look. But my skin is definitely looking quite shiny. Actually looks all right. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, it's been on for 10 minutes now. My skin, I mean, I haven't washed it off yet. We're gonna wash it off now, but my skin does look kind of nice, shiny, you know. That could all disappear. So let's try and wash this off and see if we've noticed any difference whatsoever. Okay. One thing I will say with it not having that overly obvious, like I'm wearing a face mask kind of look, is I don't really know if I'm washing it all off. Oh, look. We'll do one more for good luck. What do we think? I feel like it actually, my skin doesn't look bad. I wouldn't say that there's like an overwhelming, I wouldn't say that there was like an overwhelming difference straight away, but then it does say to use twice a week. So it could be that I'm just not giving it much of a chance, but it felt nice going on the skin, but yeah. My skin feels nice. Okay, so like I said in the bathroom, I'm not sure if one use is giving it much of a fair chance because it does say on the box to use it 1 to 2 times a week. However, my skin actually does feel quite nice. It feels quite soft. Maybe this is a good kind of base for testing the rest of the makeup out. But just to do the comparison here, so the Lacura Marine Mask, which we got from Aldi, was £6.99 versus the Elemis Pro Collagen Overnight Matrix, which is £60. So that's quite a difference. I would say that I would actually buy this again because, being totally honest, I haven't actually tried the Elemis version. However, I mean, my skin feels nice, and using this 1 to 2 times a week, I guess, like, what, I don't feel like I need to go out and try the real thing. Yeah, I don't see any issue with the Aldi dupe. Feels nice. I need to stop touching my face though. So the next dupe that we're going to try is actually a foundation, or it says that it's a foundation. However, I'm not 100% sure that I will use it as a foundation because of what it is the dupe of. Whilst I'm using this, I am going to do the rest of my makeup kind of as I usually would, and we're going to trial it throughout today, and I'm going to show you how it lasts later on. But what we're trying out today is the Lacura Luminous Filter Glamour Foundation. So this is supposed to be a dupe of the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, which I have seen so many people use underneath their foundation. I have actually had the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, and I'm not gonna lie, I've seen a few different reviews of that. Some people love it and some people say that it broke them out really bad. So we're gonna try the Aldi version. I personally didn't have a problem with the Charlotte Tilbury version, but I did actually have to buy 2 shades of this because they didn't have a shade that kind of matched me. So I do have a bit of an issue getting these out of the packet though. Hang on. They seem to be like glued in by something. There we go. So I ended up picking up shade 4, and this is shade, I did have a packet somewhere. It's in the bin. Shade 2. So what I usually did with the Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury, I would put my primer on, then I would pop this on, and then I would pop foundation on over the top. So I'm going to do exactly the same with this. I'm just going to read the instructions. Okay, so it actually says that the product can be used alone for a sheer glow or in combination with a more full coverage foundation for a luminous and flawless finish. So basically it's saying that you can use it on its own or under foundation, which I think is the same as the Charlotte Tilbury one, to be fair. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of both on them and mix them together, and hopefully we'll get a shade which matches closely to me. And I'm just going to put my primer on, which is the Wishery Gripping Primer. Aldi actually do have their own dupe of the, oh, what is it? The Bobbi Brown primer, I believe. Which I've already tried. I did a full face of Aldi makeup, which was like all dupes of high-end makeup. So I'll pop the link for that in the description below if you want to check that out. But I did try the primer in that, and it smells unbelievable. I can remember that much. Yeah, and it was so much cheaper than the Bobbi Brown one. But yeah, like I said, there's a link in the description for that, where I did basically a full makeup look with Aldi dupes. Essentially. Let's try, oh, I need to wet my sponge, I think, if I'm going to put foundation and stuff on. Hang on. Now the question is, does this have the same noise that the Charlotte Tilbury one does? Because this, oh, close. Charlotte Tilbury one sounds divine. It's really odd, but if you're into like ASMR sounds, or you like the sound of things, like satisfying sounds, then listen to this. Anyway, less of that. So, I don't know whether, yeah, I'm going to put it on the back of my hand first. You can tell that it could actually be quite a sheer foundation. So that is the shade 2 on the back of my hand there. And then I'm just going to put shade, like not as much, but a little bit of the shade 4 in there, just because I do have a bit of a false tan on today. So that is the shade 4. Next to it, let me just zoom you guys in. Okay, hello. I don't think I've put quite enough on here. But, ooh, okay, we can see the shimmer. We can see it glowing. Okay, that side versus that side. You can see there is definitely like a glow when you put this on. I definitely should have put a little bit more on though, because I've run out on my hand and I need just a little bit more for the rest of my face. One thing I would say about the packaging is that it does definitely feel a little bit cheaper than the Charlotte Tilbury one, but realistically it is cheaper, so I don't know really what we would expect. Okay, we definitely got a shimmery glow as a base. I don't think that I would personally wear this on its own, just because I feel like I don't know, I don't really suit that like shimmery glow dewy look. I would say I'm more of a, I don't know, if I feel like if I were to go out with like dewy makeup, then it would just look like I was sweaty. So that's not really something that I would go out with, but I am actually using the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation in the shade 5 Neutral, I think. This is my go-to foundation anyway, so I think it seems fitting that we're trialing this with the actual Charlotte Tilbury foundation to see whether it looks as good underneath as the Beautiful Skin one. Let me go and put my foundation on and do the rest of my makeup as I usually would, and I'll come back in a second and show you the results. Sorry, just to do a very quick kind of first impressions with just foundation over the top, I would say that I actually quite like this. It does give you that kind of like shimmery look, and I've got my foundation on. I'd say we're off to a good start, we really are. Okay, so the rest of my face makeup is now complete, and I've got to say I have definitely noticed I do have a little bit more of kind of like a shimmer. I have put powder on my face as well because I absolutely have to set my foundation, otherwise I will be a greasy mess later on. So I always have to set my face, but even after putting powder on, I do notice that there is a little bit of a glow, even like especially up on my forehead. Yeah, I'm quite impressed. So we'll see how this lasts, and I'll check in with you later on and we'll see how well it's done. Right, I'm back from the event now, so let's do a little update. I would say that my skin's looking fine. I usually do get a bit of an oily T-zone, so I'm not too surprised at that. But in general, it has stayed on really well. I'm impressed with that. Will I use it again? Yeah, I think I will. I had no issues with having to go and retouch my makeup throughout the night either. I didn't even take any setting powder with me anyway, but yeah. Seems nice. To get to the comparison of the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter dupe from Aldi, so the Luminous filter, this one was £4.99 versus the Charlotte Tilbury, which is £39. So again, a huge difference in price, and honestly I think I will probably gravitate towards going back to the Aldi version just to save a bit of money. I don't see any immediate issues with it, so far so good. Okay, moving on, next I actually wanted to do a smell because I picked up some items from Lidl. Unfortunately they didn't have any kind of like makeup style products, but they do have scented stuff. So I picked up this, which I believe I recognised pretty much straight away. Now obviously I'm not going to go and have a shower and things, but I am going to smell this for you. This is a dupe of the Lush Rose Jam. So I've actually tried Rose Jam before. There was actually one of my patients who I used to look after used Rose Jam all the time, and so I know the smell of it pretty well. So this is called Dizzy Rose Shower Gel. Even the packaging resembles Lush's version in my opinion. This says, step into the shower for a rosy scented experience, bring the groovy vibes with a fragrant blend of Turkish rose, floral bouquet and goji berry. Lather up and spread the love all over your body for clean skin. Let's give this a smell. I do appreciate that you can't obviously smell things through the screen, but I'm going to try my very best to describe it and tell you whether it smells similar to what I know it to smell like, if that makes sense. That is very similar. Ooh, smell that. Ooh, smell that. Ooh, shouldn't have done that. I know you guys can't smell it, but I've got it everywhere now. Let's try and rub it in. I know you guys can't smell it, but if you like Lush's Rose Jam, this is definitely a very good alternative. I actually quite like that. Very nice. And one thing I do actually like about this is that it's vegan as well. So it's also replicating Lush's main kind of message. And it does say on the back there that it is vegan. I believe that all of the products from Lidl in terms of skincare and things do have the Leaping Bunny approval. Let me just double check that because I think I did read that somewhere. Yeah, so Lidl is Leaping Bunny approved, which means that all of their own brand cosmetics and household products are cruelty free, which is great. And just to compare the prices of those, so the Dizzy Rose from Lidl is £1.99 versus the Rose Jam of the same milliliter, so I had a look to check the 500 milliliter, is £29 at Lush. So I would say that if you're looking for a good dupe of the Rose Jam, Lidl's version is absolutely spot on and a good saving money. Next we have one which I think is a very obvious dupe. I think I've seen these on TikTok and Instagram of people talking about them, and I would say this is a pretty obvious dupe. I believe this to be a dupe of the Sol de Janeiro sprays. I do actually have one of my own. Let me grab that so you can compare. It is a different size. Somebody tell me that that is not very similar in terms of like the packaging style. I think the way that they have got around this in terms of like the numbers and stuff is that Sol de Janeiro, I don't believe actually do a number 78, but they've got other numbers like 40 and whatever. This again, I'm just gonna give it a spray. This is the Jasmine and Pink Dragon Fruit Fragrance Hair and Body Perfume Mist. So I'm assuming we can pop this in our hair. Oh, comes out straight away. Hang on. No, I don't like that. That smells a little bit too much like alcohol to me. First ingredient, alcohol. No, I don't actually like that. It smells a little bit like alcohol and nail varnish remover. The smell is very overpowering. No, I don't like that. I'm actually quite disappointed because I thought that I would like a Sol de Janeiro dupe. I know that Aldi also sell dupes, but this was the Lidl version. No, I think I'm actually going to be sticking to my Sol de Janeiro version because that's not, sorry to say, but I don't like that. I think they do it in different scents, so obviously go and check them out and see which ones that you might like for yourself, but this is not hitting it for me. And in terms of the prices, again, I looked to make sure that we could get the closest in terms of milliliters. So the Lidl version is £3.99 versus the Sol de Janeiro, which is £38. So obviously that is quite a big difference in price. However, personally, I'm going to be sticking to the original because this, I feel, obviously a different scent, but it's not quite as kind of alcohol-y and nail varnish remover-y as this one. No, sorry, I don't like that. I don't. Okay, we're gonna go on to another product to try and finish this makeup look because I do have only an hour until I need to be at an event. So I'm not 100% sure whether this is even a dupe, but I did find some false eyelashes from Aldi. Usually I use either like a bulk set, which I get from like TikTok shop, or I generally gravitate towards the Ardell Wispies, which I think everyone does. But these ones are kind of giving like classic lash look. I mean, they're called classic. So if these are actually a dupe of anything, then please let me know in the comments, but I don't believe that they are. They do come with a false lash glue. And I'm going to use my usual technique. I'll size them up to the size of my eyes, and then I'll chop them up into 3 pieces and I stick them underneath my lashes. And again, we'll be able to test this out later after the event and see whether they've lasted on my eyes. So I'm going to try and pop these on and we'll see. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. I've just sprayed too much of that stuff. Ugh. Sorry. I think I've sprayed too much of this, it's making me sneeze. So yeah, I'm gonna pop these on and we're gonna see what they look like. Now, I wouldn't take into account too much how long this takes me to apply, just because even with my normal false eyelashes, sometimes it takes a while because I can't always get them to stick. Okay, we have one kind of on, hoping that stays. I also don't have a very steady hand, so that really does not help when it comes to things like this. Okay, last one. I often find that putting my lashes on underneath helps give it more of a eyelash extensions look, just because you obviously can't see the band when you like blink or close your eyes, whereas I feel like when you put strip lashes above, you can kind of see the band sometimes. So far so good. I think that looks all right. It didn't take too long to get on. I hope I haven't just jinxed it for this eye. Maybe I have. This is actually not as bad as I thought. In terms of the actual band itself, it is a little bit thicker than the ones that I usually wear, but I don't actually think it's been much of an issue. I just noticed when I was like cutting them into 3 pieces that they were a little bit chunkier than usual. Okay, we'll let them dry, but first impressions, I actually really like them. Let me just go over the price. So for these lashes, the classic lashes, I am just going to compare them to the regular lashes that I would usually wear, because I kind of think that they are trying to be similar to that. And they do kind of look similar, I won't lie. to the Ardell Wispies. So the Aldi versions were £2.99 versus the Ardell Wispies, which are £6. And I think in general, false eyelashes tend to be around £6 for like the Ardell range, or like Isla or something like that do tend to be more of around the £6 mark. So yeah, I'm impressed with these. I'll check in with you and see how these have lasted throughout the night. Okay, so second update of the night. So this is for the eyelashes, and I've got to say, I like them. I feel like they are very similar to the Wispies that I would usually wear on a day-to-day basis. They're not like too out there, but then just a nice little kind of lash extension style eyelash. And I've got to say, I mean, like I say, when I put them on underneath, it doesn't really look like you've got strip lashes on. It kind of looks more like lash extensions. These are fine. These are absolutely fine. Okay, so the final product that we're going to be testing and reviewing is actually it's another fragrance from Lidl, and this is the Suddenly fragrance range. And I've picked up the one in Madame Glamour. Now, they did actually have quite a lot of different perfumes, which all seem to be a dupe of something. However, I picked this one up because I was just having a look, and this is supposed to be a dupe of the Chanel's Coco Mademoiselle. So let's have a look. That is the product bottle. Obviously it is a little bit different to the Coco Mademoiselle bottle, but it still looks quite nice, I think. It's kind of giving a similar colour to the Chanel perfume. Let's give it a smell and see what we're thinking. Oh, okay, I know Chanel perfumes, and this is definitely a dupe of a Chanel. That actually smells really nice. I would wear this as like a daily perfume. So there is quite a big jump in terms of the price comparison of this one. So this cost me £4.99 from Lidl. However, the product that it is supposed to be a dupe of, the Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, is £145 for a bottle of a similar size, similar millilitres. If this lasts, I'll be in Lidl every time I need a new fragrance. So I don't know how or why, but I didn't film an outro to this video. I think because I was heading off to my event, and I don't know, I just completely forgot. But I've come back and obviously done my little updates and my reviews. And yeah, I still actually have the makeup on now, and it is currently 10:15 whilst I'm editing this video. So it's done pretty well. It is done pretty well, and I can still smell the perfume on me. The perfume on this jacket, so that's a good sign. I haven't been out and about though. This has just been at home, so could be a different story for out and about. But anyway, let me know if you use any of these dupes or if you have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a like, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys. Baby, let me love you.